Well, let's go ahead and break it down for a minute because we do have a very special guest who is going to be talking with us this morning. Mr. Matt Ott with Sonic Guild has got some good stuff to talk to. He is got some information on how to build community and support the creation and performance of new music. He's part of Austin's music scene, and I believe we got him in here with us. Good morning, Matt Ott. How are you doing, sir?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Got the coffee in the system, so we rolling, sir.
Matt, did you do any coffee yet, or how are we so sure you're awake?
I got it right here.
Okay, all right.
I do not think that I am sleep talking.
That's a good thing.
I think I got this.
All right, very good, very good. Well, tell us a little bit about your organization. Let's get some information on Sonic Guild.
So, Sonic Guild is an organization that's been around 11 years. We go up to 11. And this is our 11th annual Sonic Guild Ball. We are an organization that believes that our local music is art, true art, and that as art, it deserves the support of the community. To that end, we've got an organization that recognizes exceptional local music with performances, payments for those performances, grants, mentoring, and all the help we can give these Austin bands to help them break orbit and get out to the world, because they're in the city that the world does not get to hear, and we aim to change that.
Amen to that. How have you? I'm a longtime Austinite. I'm not sure how long you've been. How long have you lived in Austin? Let me ask you that.
Since 1978.
Yes, sir. Okay,
Oh,
you actually.
way back.
I think you actually beat me.
He's lived here longer than I have.
Matt went and saw Star Wars here in Austin.
Yeah.
I was born in '86. You
I missed-
technically lived here longer than I
missed
have.
Star Wars here. I missed Star Wars here. I saw Star Wars in New York,
Nice.
but I saw The Empire Strikes Back at the old Americana Theater on Hancock, man.
Nice.
Yo.
Wow.
What is that?
Amazing. That thing was so big. That screen was like as wide as Mount Bunnell. It was so amazing. Movie theaters in there.
Yeah.
And I love that it's a library now, but I miss those old school movie theaters, where it was just one theater,
Right.
It
Exactly.
wasn't a long hallway with 18 doors. It was one theater, and everyone who went in there was seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of describes a little bit about what's going to be going on at the Long Center this weekend. It really is a communal celebration of our local music scene, where we are going to have as many people as possible fill Dell Hall, the big room down there. And we're going to have 11 acts perform, and we're going to hand out $150,000 in grants to 20 different bands.
Wow.
So it is going to be a singular night. It's going to be like a live mixtape. You're going to hear all kinds of different music that night, and you're going to hear 2 songs from each band. So it's quick.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, though, because I think one of the things, and I think this goes without saying, especially, is that the music scene in Austin has changed dramatically. I remember South by Southwest being on 6th Street, and now forget about it. Like it's spread all over the place. How would you say the scene has changed, in your opinion?
Oh man, it is.
Or is that another show?
Yeah. How long you got?
Yeah, right.
No, it is. It has changed in both tragic and magnificent ways. I think the biggest magnificent change is that there is the depth and breadth of talent in this town has never been bigger. We have more genres. We have more people playing than I think we ever have. The tragic part of it is that it is no easier to make your music. It is no easier to make money from your music. Back in the day, people could spend, bands could sell, CDs out of the trunk of their car for $10 in 1995 or whatever. That $10 is probably inflation adjusted, worth $25-$30 right now. I don't know exactly, but it's got to be close to that. Mm-hmm. And now you can't sell CDs anymore. No one's got a CD player, and vinyl's not going to replace it. Everyone used to have a CD player. Not everyone's got vinyl now, and there are great venues out there that have people buy tickets and pay cover, but there are a lot of places that expect musicians to play for free. And there's a musician, and I'm going to forget who said it, but they said that back, in the 80s and 90s, Austin was where you would come back to make your money before you'd go out and lose it on the road.
Right.
And now that's flipped. The cost of living has gone up here. You got people spreading out to all the not only exurbs, but little towns, Lockhart and Elgin and stuff. I know so many musicians that live out there now because they can't afford to live here. That doesn't make anything easier. Y'all were just talking about traffic. Have y'all ever been on traffic down to airport where it runs into whatever to get down to Lockhart, man? That's soul killing.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Definitely.
So Sonic Guild is all about making sure that people step up and support this art, because it's what put Austin on the map. It's the live music capital of the world. We can debate all day long whether or not we are, and so on and so forth, but the truth of the matter is that name stuck, and it attracted a lot of attention to us. And I remember walking down 6th Street back in the day. That was kind of like the Sonic Guild Ball. Every single door you walk past would be a different kind of live music pouring out. And I'd go down there with, $20 in my pocket, and I'd pay cover, 4 or 5 different times.
Wow.
To get into those joints,
crazy.
man. Yep.
So the Sonic Guild Ball is going to be a culmination of different musicians. And now this is an annual thing for you guys?
It is. We have a season structure where, this year we had just over 40 events. We had 57 new bands play for us, about 15 bands that had received grants from us in the past. We put up a lot of music in front of people, and there was still bands that we couldn't get to. And we're honoring 20 of them on Saturday night with grants, and then the season starts all over again. So it is always a great time to join Sonic Guild. It is always a great time to step up and support this music. Or buy a ticket. You can support this music by just buying a ticket to the Sonic Guild Ball. Every little bit helps.
That's awesome.
That's a real life mixtape for sure. That's gonna be some great variety. This is Dapper D, and of course, this is the place I have to go next, Matt. The event description mentions Austin chic attire.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on what that means and how people can get creative with their outfits? What can we do? I'm sitting here right now. I got on a vest, I got on a tie, I got on a blazer.
I could see you.
But I'm wondering about others. So could you elaborate?
Well, I'll start with me. I will be in my tuxedo, but I will have a couple of wardrobe changes. I'm gonna be bringing might be bringing some gold foil paisley on my jacket out.
Nice.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yo,
Matt's gonna stun on him.
Yeah,
Hold on, Matt.
Stun on big. That's what's up.
Matt, woo.
Yep. So come out, and you're gonna see evening gowns there. You're gonna see crazy, whatever. To me, Austin chic means feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
It means put something on that makes you feel good, that makes you feel fancy, that makes you feel like celebrating, because that's what this night is, and we should all feel good about ourselves, man. The world is not an easy place to live in right now at all. And I think things are about to get even more weird, man.
A little more challenging, yeah.
Yeah. And, I always say that we need to meet where the music is. That's where our humanity is. That's where political lines disappear. And if we can't get dressed up and go out and see a night of amazing music from 11 different bands, and have a good time and feel good, then I don't know, maybe get a little therapy or something,
I think you answered it, Matt, but I want to hone in on it for our listeners that have never they've never attended a charity event. And this is open to the public for the first time ever. So what are some of the reasons why listeners who might not typically attend the charity event, could you maybe tell them why they should consider going to the Sonic Guild Ball?
Please. Number one, I think it's going to make people feel good, because this is a night of music and relevance. It's a night that says this music matters to us. And so we're going to take intentional steps to honor this, because if we don't honor the things that we love that make our lives better, they're just going to evaporate. They're just going to disappear. And if it's not local music, if it's theater, if it's literacy, if it's sports, if it's parks, if it's no matter what it is, if there's something you love, step up and support it. And this is a night that I aim to help people do exactly that. So that's the first reason people should attend. The second reason is it is not your normal charity event. Tickets are reasonably priced. I hope y'all will give some tickets away. I'm gonna give y'all the intel on that here in a minute.
Hey.
Cool. We can do that.
We will.
But there's not going to be any auctions. There's not going to be any, minimum donation, blah, blah, blah. We'll have a text to give thing going on if people feel so motivated, but there's no requirement to do so. We're a city of creators. There's an author named Jonik Petoskey who said that, the defining characteristic of Austin is that we are a city of creators, and that we are at danger of becoming a city of consumers. And you don't have to play guitar. You don't have to play the drums. You don't have to sing to be a creator. Just showing up, you're helping create the scene. So that is a big deal. So that's the second reason you should come out and create the scene. The third reason, it might be redundant, but great music. We are going to have some incredible bands play. It's going to be like walking up and down the radio dial because you're going to hear so much different stuff.
Nice. I like that. Sounds good.
Yeah, you definitely did a great job there. I hope there aren't people that still need convincing, but I think there's something else maybe you could tell them, Matt. Could you talk about like what some of the impact has been for those that have received the funding? Past recipients like Wild Child, Black Pumas, how these grants are used and the impact.
Oh yeah, man, I was burying the lead. I thank you for that question, man. Yes, we've given grants to over 220 different bands now, over $6 million in payments and grants over the last 11 years to musicians and music businesses here in town. I was just talking to a wonderful musician the other day, a woman who has been traditionally a backup singer for other bands, and she decided to step out into the spotlight, started making music, got some recognition, got on our stage. We gave her a grant 2 years ago, I believe, and she went out and she has made an absolutely incredible album, and that woman is Courtney Santana.
Oh,
And
wow.
she
Yeah.
is going to drop that first single on in February, and the rest of the album is going to drop next fall, and she's going to be on that stage on Saturday night telling her story and telling about everything that she's done with this.
Yeah.
Wild Child, you brought up, we gave them a bunch of opportunities. Kelsey Wilson, the lead singer of that, right around pandemic time, we were doing all sorts of crazy programming to just get people in front of music safely. And she said, Matt, Sonic Guild has single-handedly kept me musical. And I think about if Kelsey had not gone on to create Sir Woman, I mean, and that was she was being very flattering and very, very generous with that. And I like to think that Kelsey would make music no matter what. But the sad truth of the matter is that we live in the real world, and it can be both a beautiful and a really, really hard place. And some people do have to give up on their dreams. And I think Sonic Guild has let a lot of bands, even if they're not still bands, create music and create a legacy and leave something out for all of us that makes our lives better. I think about music from bands that we've supported in Sonic Guild. And even if that band's not still making music, or even if they are, I still listen to this. I've got so many playlists that are just incredible music, and so many moments that are just incredible. My life has been enriched by creating this thing because I've met so many people, musicians and music lovers, that I never would have met, and that's what community is all about. And that's what you're going to feel Saturday night.
Hey, I have a question over. This is Simply Courtney. I am one of those creators that you kind of just mentioned that is in that struggle mode of trying to obviously forge a living, but also stay motivated. So if you had like a quick bit of advice for somebody that's trying to figure out a way to, I guess, keep going, even though maybe the money isn't coming the way it is, but you're still inspired or still encouraged, what would you have?
Yeah, that's the next show that we have to have.
The encouragement show.
Can he come
Encouragement
back,
ball.
please? Can we just bring
Yeah.
you back next week, please?
Matt Ott lifts
yeah, let's-
everyone show.
Yeah.
Let's do a weekly segment. I love that.
I would love to hear that. Seriously.
In all honesty, I mean, Sonic Guild is a lot like my band. I'm not a musician, but underpaid if paid at all, and this is an act of passion. And I've got a day job in addition to Sonic Guild, and it's a wonderful day job. I absolutely love it, but it's hard to keep going sometimes. It's really hard to keep going sometimes. And my advice specifically and briefly is to, number one, find that motivation so that you can continue doing what you love from a place of love, because it's just a passion project, and do everything you can to keep out the slings and the arrows and the knives and the cuts and everything, so that love of what you do can stay true, so you can create for the sake of creation. That's the super pure answer right there. That's like the ideal world answer. The real world answer is, if you want your music to be heard out there, you got to hustle in equal amounts to the talent that you've got. You've got to get. I know.
Bars.
I'm taking that, Matt. I'm taking that. I'm gonna take that.
You got to do as hard as you're good.
Yeah,
you
that
got to
was
work
nice.
that hard to get to be heard.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to find every connection. You got to work social media. You got to work the streaming services. And the horrible thing about this is, I remember the early days of social media before they figured out how to just use it to manipulate us.
Speak on
Those were fun days. We all were just hanging out, posting cat videos and having a good time.
right.
It's working the algorithm and this and that. It's my fondest wish for any band that we support, for any band period, is that they write that song that opens the doors for them, and they can get those slots at a festival after 3:00. They can get some attraction. But number one, that's capturing lightning in a bottle. Number two, even when you write that song, there's no guarantee that the dominoes are going to fall past that.
Yep.
And there are so many incredible records, albums, EPs that have been written in this town that are the trees that have fallen in the forest with no one around to hear it, because we haven't been able to get them out there. And when there are 100,000 new songs going up on Spotify a day, it's not getting any easier. Now, all these things that I've said might sound discouraging, but remember that there are people listening, and you got to keep creating. And
I like the last part. You got to keep
you gotta-
creating.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to stay with it. It's hard, especially with social media. With the way social media is, that's also become a big part of what we do, what has to be done. And then there's social media, from the point of view of someone like myself, who's past the social media, kind of thing, the TikTok age. And then there's those who have to use TikTok, you know what I mean? And we were actually just talking about that earlier, the use of TikTok and why it's being challenged, because of the fact that at some point it's helped out people like Courtney and people, Matt, that advance, and advance very well and do great financially. Real quick, let's speaking of, let's go there. Social media for Sonic Guild. How do we find you guys?
Yeah, you can find us on the web at sonicguild.org. We're on all the other ones too. But yeah, go to the website and you're going to find a link to tickets. You're going to find a link to the press release describing the things. And I don't know, how about 30 tickets? Can you all give away 30 tickets?
Ooh, I think so.
we can.
I
Yeah.
think so. I think we can do that.
I
I don't know if we can do it today, but yeah, we definitely
Across
can get
all
it
of our
done.
shows, we definitely can.
Yeah, we
Next
can get it
person
done.
that calls, we're giving you 30 tickets right now.
No, Matt wants to diversify.
It's just one person.
Man.
Yes, spread it
Yeah,
out.
it's just me coming in 30 different costumes.
Man.
No, Matt, if that's the case, you'll have one block. Literally just one block in Austin.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Just whoever lives on 24th Street. I give it to all my neighbors.
Exactly. Exactly. Give us the time once again for the ball.
The ball is Saturday, January 18th at the Long Center for the Performing Arts. Doors are at 5:30. The music begins at 7. We expect to wrap things up around 10, and then we're all going to have some drinks in the lobby. All going to hang out.
Sounds good to me. I like it.
Yep.
Like it. Matt Ott with Sonic Guild.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We certainly appreciate it. And best of all the best to you and Sonic Guild. And keep on supporting musicians, man, because the reason Austin, part of the reason Austin is what it is because of the musicians, not only today, not only 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago, but, folks like W.C. Clark and folks like that have passed on that helped create this thing. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate that. Please keep on doing that good work.
And likewise, KAZI is one of the few presets I ever have in my car. And,
Nice.
I am so thankful for you and have been for so long. It was a real honor to be on the show today. Real honor.
It was
Thank
good to have you. Good to have you.
Enjoyed having you.
Yeah, come on back in. Come on, drop by the studio. Bring some coffee, and we'll chop it up.
I will. I wanted to make it in person so bad today, and I promise the next time I will. And there'll be more cool stuff to talk about. We've got Love Your Music Fest, which is a live free music festival Wednesday the 12th of March during the week of South by, and we're gonna try to bring. There's the drop-in at the Long Center, which in full disclosure is where my day job is. I just started there a month ago.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. To be able to work in the arts while I support the arts is just man, that's like proof we're living in my simulation.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Matt just
Anyhow.
started a new job after the Thanksgiving break, and the problem is he had to, since he's a new guy, he had to work all the way through the holidays. They're like,
did.
hey, who's
Did
going to
you
work
really?
all the way through? Let's use Matt. He's new.
I did. It's true. I didn't have any vacation time.
See? You see?
I had 2 float days.
Oh man, that ain't right.
Somebody's got to be there on Christmas. I
let's
nominate
get
Matt.
Yeah.
We had the Nutcracker going on down there. That crew down there worked so hard. They're incredible people, and it's an incredible place right in the heart of Austin. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time. I can't thank you all enough again for your support. I'm going to send that email back and let y'all know how to get those tickets, and hope to see all y'all there too.
All right, sounds good. Well, stick around. We're going to do a social media pic with you, even though it's over the
That's
over
what I
the
was
web.
gonna
say. Yeah, let's do it.
There. So hang around for that. So straighten out your hair, and like I got my hair straightened out, as you can see. There we go. All right, all right. Matt Ott with Sonic Guild. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming through.
Thanks, Matt.
Likewise, thank you.
This is 88.7 FM KAZI. This is the morning.